Morena, that means good morning. It is 6:55 a.m. on Sunday, the 17th of September. I've been up too long already, but we can blame the dogs for that. I am back with the letter B for the alphabet superset challenge, and for some reason this was the hardest letter for me to think of something for. There's so many things I could have picked, but none of them felt like the one. So I could have talked about the B story, like the secondary plot lines that run through the book. Gods know that I will have a ton of those for this particular book. I'm planning to write in each of the characters' viewpoints, well, most of them anyway, which makes for a bigger cast than I normally write. If you can hear little noises, there's a kitten under my desk destroying something. I don't know what it is. I'm too scared to look. Yeah, so there'll also, because it's going to be a bigger cast, there'll also be a whole lot of secondary plot as all the complexities of these characters kind of come to light. And that might change. It will probably change because things do change from planning to draft to final draft, and that is normal. But I want to challenge myself with this book more than I have recently. I want to learn and I grow, and I think I'm at the right place to do that, so it's time to push myself a little bit. I thought about talking about bisexuality because that is important to me and my book. FYI, hi, I'm bi, and I spent much of my life pretending that wasn't the case, so I'm going to talk about queerness for Q, so I can talk about that there. And then what else? I thought about maybe beauty, the beauty of youth, beauty of nature, the beauty of even Peanut, decay and desolation. I find also things are beautiful, of beauty. I'm not going to edit this, so enjoy my mistakes. I just don't have the energy for that right now. Finally, I arrived at belonging. That feeling of belonging is so important in our teen years. I remember how much I needed to be part of a group, and I started my high school later than most of the other kids, and so I had a really hard time kind of trying to find my place until I was adopted by the bad kids, or some of the bad kids. They smoked and did stuff like that, and I was goody two shoes, so I didn't feel like I fit for a while, but they kind of made me feel like I fit. It was so important to be part of a group and to have that connection, and there were lots of things that happened that made me feel isolated, and it was such a relief to have that, have those besties and know they had my back and would take on my cause as their own and support me through it. So I'm still friends with most of the people from that core group now, even though we don't get to see each other very often because we're all in different areas or different stages of life. Anyway, if you watched my A video, you will know that it was about atmosphere and that I wanted to make a close kind of feel for this book, claustrophobic at times. So the small, intense group is what I'm going for in this book. People will do a lot of things to belong. They really will. They will lie, they will steal, they will cheat, they'll betray others, they'll betray themselves, they'll do things that they would never do otherwise. And I'm really excited to play with that. Thank goodness these aren't real people, they're just characters, even though by the time I'm writing they will be very much real people to me, and I will feel bad. Since last week I've decided to use 5 main girls, and each has their own reason for wanting to belong, whether that's with this group or with someone outside of it. It's still that yearning that drives them forward and binds them inextricably and results in bad things happening. I really kind of wanted to share those things with you because I have it all written out, but I'm not going to, because hopefully some of you will get to read this book at some point, or will want to read the book, and I don't want to give anything away that might be considered a spoiler. So yeah, sorry. If you want a good exercise for creating things, creating like a tense group dynamic situation, I remember one that I did in a workshop. It was years ago, but I still remember it, and it's so simple, but helps to kind of create a tense group. So basically you write down or think of a place or a situation that you don't want to be in. Stop scratching my chair, dude. And then write down 4 people that you would never want to be there with. So at the time I created this story idea, which I'd like to write sometime, but it's not really within the things that I write. So it was set on a submarine because frankly the deep sea scares the crap out of me. And the people I'd hate to be there with, I know one of them was like the character's ex-husband and his new wife, and you know, like that kind of thing. So you're in this tight space with nowhere to go, and that was one of the group dynamics. It was the exes and new lovers and things like that. So yeah, that was fun. Anyway, on to recommendations for the week. Did the puppy get up? No, she's not up. The movie that I'm mentioning today is called Heavenly Creatures, which was filmed here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, about a crime that was committed here back in the 50s. So you might have seen it, heard it, something. 2 teen girls, they had a really intense relationship and murdered one of the girls' mothers, as they kind of believed that she was trying to separate them, and they could go off and be together. And I think the movie, like, there's maybe some romantic overtones in these things, but I often think those intense relationships can seem that way but not really be. That's an interesting time of life. There's also a play called Daughters of Heaven. One of my kids is actually studying this at school at the moment, and it reminded me of it. So yeah, intense relationship, shared fantasy world, and it irks my mum. One of my kids is like, wait, nope, go into another room. It's all good. I can finish this, yay! The song is Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. I found this really hard to find something for. Yeah, but this one vibes, and I think especially with, oh hey, this is Peanut. She's my eldest kitten, and she's a boost, but we love her. She's gonna wake up the puppy. If you watch the video, that kind of adds to it. It's that way that friendships can go from love to loathing, become toxic, and then like in the video she's got her girl gang backing her up, so that whole kind of you know, betrayal and trust things happening in the song and the video, which I think are good. Lastly, to give someone else a shout out from the challenge, why not check out Sam's and I's channel. I really enjoyed learning all of these facts about Amethyst. She's an artist that I had no idea about. Her art's really cool. I will pop the link down below. That is it for B Week from me. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you next time. I don't know what the hand waving stuff is about. Anyway, bye.